Welcome on down to Arcade Appreciation, fellow Dowsers, and new players alike. What's going on, everybody? Russell Joestar here, bringing you X-Men, done with the 6-player version through MAME, inspired by my nonsense of a certain video I made where I replaced the boss fight sound effects and voice lines of another game. So I had to check this out. I've actually never played through this entire game with the 6-player version, so let's just rock and roll. And just as a reminder, there's going to be a non-commentary version of this in the description down below and also linked.
21st century. Evil mutants led by Magneto aim to destroy the world. Humans can do nothing against the power of the evil mutant. The only hope is X-Men.
Go and save the city.
Man, it's so trippy seeing those cutscenes like that because I'm so used to playing the single monitor version. So just seeing those cutscenes take both monitors and just having this larger playfield is actually really cool. And if you want a reason why I still really have a fondness for old arcade games other than I can't grow up and move on from them, it was stuff like this. Like, I mean, yes, you can do that nowadays with like widescreen TVs and whatnot being commonplace, but to see something like this in the arcade was unique. I can think of like maybe one other game, and it was the Conan Barbarian, like, I'm forgetting the name of it, but it used a big screen like this too. It was 2 monitors put together. Rastan 3. And I'm playing as Nightcrawler because I always like me some Nightcrawler. I actually was in a Nightcrawler, or at least like Nightcrawler as a character before I got into like the furry Phantom and all that. So he's not being picked because furry. I mean, if that's the case, I mean, you got a lot of animal-themed characters in this game and series, like Wolverine. No, I always just liked like his aesthetic, you know, being able to teleport around and whatnot. Yeah, when you're playing the 6-player version, you're locked to whatever the controls are for that character, because the way this would work is there would be 6 different sets of controls at the cabinet, so you had a larger play space. And I have actually played this in real life with a group of people before, and it was kind of nuts playing through this, and like all of us crowding around the machine, and like me and a buddy managed to play through, or had the patience to play through all the way till Magneto. And it was cool just having that experience at a barcade, having people kind of come up and drop in and drop out. And that's another reason why, I mean, I really like the idea of the arcades. It's just, you know, having all these different games and then having people just come on up and play with you and then kind of just drop out when they're done. And I remember a long time ago, I was playing Carnival at the arcade, and dang it, I was determined to finally beat that game. And I remember I get to like the final boss, I got the umlaut, and a guy jumped in. I don't know if like he was from around the area or whatnot, but like he jumped in to fight umlaut with me, and I think he ended up dropping out because dude ate a lot of quarters. Like, it was the final boss. I mean, umlaut's really not that hard to beat in Carnival, but I don't remember if we bought past umlaut or if we got the token taker, but token taker will eat your quarters. Now we have Pyro, and I've been jibber jabbering about things other than the game, but you know. I'll probably do a video. I already have one on the channel as part of the older Arcade Appreciation series that was done on the, I think it was the 4-player version, set to 2 players, I don't remember. But I might do a newer version of that, and of course have a non-commentary version of that available as well, because I know some people don't like jibber-jabbering with their videos. I can appreciate that. Sometimes you just want to watch gameplay and hear all the awesome sounds. I should do videos of the Japanese version, because apparently that one is different. Like, that just said, you get the little, if you look where the 5-up thing is, there's those little orbs you get, and you can only use those in the US version once your life meter is at 3 health or less. And using the power will, your mutant power, your special, that basically, will take some of your life. It clears out pretty much all enemies on the screen and deals a decent amount of damage to bosses at the cost of some of your life. In the Japanese version, it actually spends your power orbs first before draining your health. And apparently there's health pickups and items In the Japanese version, that appears absent from the US version. I don't know if like maybe I have to set like, the difficulty lower to get those, but that's something to play around with. Interesting little regional differences. I remember one of other Konami's other games, Metamorphic Force, had a difference like that too, where in the American version, or Western version, the your life continually ticked down like you're playing Gauntlet, and you could put quarters into the machine to get more health. Whereas in the Japanese version, it's your traditional, you've got so much life and you run out when you die. There's no your life ticking down because you're standing around doing nothing. Like you're playing Gauntlet. The Gauntlet, it kind of makes sense, but for a beat 'em up, come on. The deck's already stacked enough against us. And then, another cool thing about this game is just that banging soundtrack in the background, just listen to it. Whoever did the music for this game just really knew what they were doing. But, I mean, that's another thing, too, I like about a lot of arcade games. I mean, I'm going to be fair here. There were a fair amount of arcade games and even retro games that were just absolute garbage. A lot of people complain about modern-day games and how there's a lot of slop that just doesn't... I mean, there's a lot of slop in retro games, too. I guess it's kind of different, but there's still classics being released nowadays. Maybe not as frequently as back in the day, so to speak, but... I wouldn't write off modern gaming completely. I just don't have much experience with it myself because I've just been stuck with older hardware, so I'm really unable to try out new stuff. I mean, shoot, the Marvel vs. What was it, a Marvel vs. Capcom Arcade Fighting Collection, Arcade Classic, whatever it's called. I just call it the Marvel vs. Capcom Collection. But anyways, that runs like garbage on my computer for some reason. I don't know what Capcom is doing with their emulation, but it's not run good. I have a video recorded of me playing through The Punisher that I'll be doing for my review series, and it slows down. I do not get that kind of slowdown aim. I'll get a little bit of a slight skip here with the background noise, but no slow down gameplay. And I'm just getting... I am not an expert player at this game at all whatsoever. So I'm going to get mauled quite a bit here. I think I also have fond memories of this game because it was one you would see, like, you'd see this game everywhere in an arcade. It was one of those staples you just see. You go to a Chuck E. Cheese back when those places were worth the money you paid to play and get in. You'd see them there. You'd see them at the bowling alley. You'd see them at the random arcades in the shopping malls back when those were, you know, a thing and weren't like little random amusement things stuffed with ticket redemption games. And let's just not talk about modern day arcades. At least when it comes to American arcades. I don't know how it is in other places of the world. I know in Japan arcades are still going pretty good. Now we have the Blob.
Nothing moves the block.
Oop, I'm totally missing them. And insert your memes of nothing moves the blob gets moved. I had to do it. I had to do it to him, man. It really sucks that this game never really got a proper home release. Like, I actually just realized I could probably air attack him like that. What? Wait, I can. Oh no, I thought I had it. I don't. But never really got a proper home release. I mean, yeah, you had the release on what was it, the Xbox 360, PS3 era, and that only lasted for a little bit because, you know, certain companies, Disney, probably had a hand in that getting taken down and not available for purchase anymore. But even back in the day when you're seeing these things ported, I mean, even the friggin' Simpsons got a home port. It did, look it up. Leave on the MS-DOS and I think one other system. But all is not well with the X-Men.
We have been taken by Magneto. However, we had time to locate their base on Island M. Destroy it.
See, that's cool, because before, I think it would be like, you'd get the thing of Professor X talking, and then the screen would switch to showing Magneto and pals. And here it's like on one side of the screen and on the other. That's cool. Like, it's just a technology, and you're going to hear me say this a billion times when I'm doing games like this on my channel. But one of the things I liked about arcades was just how, like, it seemed like it was experimental. Like, there's more dorking around with the technology and what you could do. Like, I think with this, they didn't actually use 2 monitors. It was like something where you had one monitor that was set up like normal, and then another one was like actually inside the cabinet, but then it was like they used a mirror to reverse the video so you'd see it, or something like that. It's something that even emulation can't quite capture well. And that's even not counting things like joysticks. I mean, shoot. You ever play County Warriors? Not the crappy NES port, the actual arcade machine. That's hard to play on MAME because it used a rotary joystick, meaning that the joystick itself, you could rotate the joystick. So, because it was a top-down shooter, and you could, you could turn what direction you're firing in and also move around at the same time, and strafe and whatnot. So the rotary joystick would change the direction you're pointing at, and then you'd use the, moving the joystick around like normal to change, to move your guy around the field. That's hard to do with MAME. I did a tutorial video ages ago on how to do that, but I might redo that. I'm not sure if I'll redo that. I don't actually have to revisit that to see like what I did in it. 'Cause I don't know if I gave like suggestions for sensibility settings and whatnot. But that was like kind of a cool thing. Or you'd see games like Afterburner where there's like a deluxe cabinet which like moved around if I remember correctly. Of course, you had the traditional joystick and buttons game that a lot of arcade games did, light gun games. It was a different time. It really was. I'm getting beat up by plants here. Obviously, I'll probably be a bit happy about that. Plants' revenge. Well, they're not really a revengeful person. This guy just keeps moving out of the way while I'm jibber-jabbering about things. Put some lives in, and bada bing. I'll show you to beat me up while I'm monologuing. Of course, you have the classic beat-em-up trope of enemies get different colors the further you get along. I mean, it might not look like much because it's just one guy right now, but imagine just playing this game with like 6 of your buddies and just having 6 X-Men running around the field punching the crap out of everything. To make things like this a bit easier. Although I don't know if this is one of those games where they put more enemies if there is more players. So I know some beat-em-up games definitely do that. Come on. Nope. Okay. There we go. Gotta have the guys coming out from the background. That's also a classic beat 'em up. And there's like so many different like types of arcade games that like you could easily make a channel centered around any one of them. Like there's one I was seeing where they focused mainly on fighting games. There's another one where they were doing, I think, beat 'em up type games. You could do a channel based on light gun games. There's so many different types of games. But hold on, I gotta absolute ham.
X-Men, welcome to die!
I think it's old seeing that. We'll see more of Magneto's hamminess later, because if you watch the video of the Roaring Knights lines replaced with, well, he didn't really have lines in the game, but Magneto doing the voice of that character, oh, it absolutely is as, like, hammy and stitched together as it sounds in that video. It would be Deltarune getting me to make content for this channel again, so.
Nightcrawler.
All the arcade fans of my channel watching this, be thankful that Deltarune exists, because it got me I was making videos for a while, but Deltarune released chapters 3 and 4, and that got me to want to do videos on it. Because I had a Let's Play series going. And it's actually really good. Like, as of this video, I only have chapter 1 completed on the channel. I played all the way through chapter 4, but it's great. If you like good stories and epic tales and heroes' journeys and things like that, it's definitely a game series saga to keep your eyes on.
Go and rescue Kitty from the cave.
Speaking of modern games, proof that there's still plenty of heart to be had with modern games. While it may not look fancy-dancy with the whatever Unreal Engine nonsense that's going on this day and age, you still got good stuff being made. It just might not be, you know, featured on the front cover of a magazine or something like that, or something everybody and their mother's talking about. It's like when people talk about, oh, music nowadays, and it's like, yeah, I mean, you know, there was good music back in the day. You had bands like Yes and Rush and, you know, the Beatles and whatnot that were constantly, like, experimenting with music and making some great stuff, you know, Stairway to Heaven and whatnot, by Led Zeppelin. But I'd wager that there's still good music being made nowadays. It's just not out in the open. It's not evident. It's not, like, in your face, you know. Like, one of the bands I like listening to is Ghost, and a lot of people think Ghost is cool, and there's probably people watching this video who will be watching this video, or just in general don't know about Ghost. They're just like, oh, what's that? These are, like, people touring worldwide with big, huge venues, going to places like Vegas and whatnot. You know, having massive, awesome shows. I haven't been to a Ritual yet, but I have seen videos, and they look like they're definitely a lot of fun to go to. And, you know, they're not on the front cover of every magazine, a well-known name, and with a concept like Ghost, I doubt it. It's kind of like a... They're basically like an unironic satanic rock band. I mean unironic in the sense that, like, they literally are singing Satan's praises and whatnot. Although whether or not the band actually believes in that kind of stuff, I don't really care. They have fun doing what they're doing. I don't know why I say I don't really care, but it's like, you know. The focus is more on the show and the lyrics and the kind of thing, the experience that they're trying to set up for people going to their shows, not so much the, you know, politics and spiritual insights of, like, Device Forge and whatnot. At least that's my interpretation of it. Local furry arcade YouTuber gets beat up by a mechanical bat while talking about satanic bands, Mort 11. Ooh, the guy jumping back, give me a blast. Back off, buddy boy. Beat him up so hard his armor flew off. I don't even know what these things are, like comic book fans, I mean, I get the little mini Sentinel guys, but I mean, like, the sand creatures and the lizard guys, is that, like, an actual thing from the comics? So I actually haven't really read X-Men comics. Something I thought about getting into. Revisiting, like, old comic books and whatnot. Well, not really revisiting, experiencing, I should say, because I don't really read comic books a lot when I was younger. It was more like I would wind up with a few that I'd read, and that was about it. I remember I got a subscription to Archie Sonic comics back when those were a thing, when I was, like, in middle school, I think. So I have a stack of those, that was about it. That's because it was Sonic the Hedgehog. Anyone remember Mobius 25 years later? Just referencing everything in this video. This video is gonna be a good benchmark for just, like, the wide range of topics I like and we'll talk about on the channel. And I guess it's a bit different than opposed to this and, like, something like Deltarune, where a lot of the time I'm spent reading dialogue, and failing to do different character voices, whereas this is kind of just like, you know, it's mindless fun. In the sense that you're kind of just running around beating stuff up and not really trying too hard, I guess. I know there's can definitely be skill involved in these types of games. There are people who can like get through this game without dying, or beat even Magneto without taking any damage. Or, well, without dying, because I've seen a video where a guy gets through him without dying, but they do use their mutant powers to do extra damage. Fun fact, actually, about this game. Did you know that it is based off of a pilot for an X-Men animated series called Pride of the X-Men, which actually is was different from the X-Men cartoon that we got in the 90s. Like that, Pride of the X-Men is in a different continuity from the X-Men show we'd eventually get. Man, he just grabs me out of the air. What is this, Mortal Kombat 2? Jeez. Speaking of Kitty, there she is over on the left. That must be some kind of shield or force field that stops her mutant power, because Kitty's whole thing is she can phase through people and objects. But, you know, it's comic book land, so there's of course going to be a way to make a force field or barrier or something that stops or negates or disrupts that power in some fashion.
Nightcrawler.
Take that, robot man. That guy was such a Nimrod. I know his name's Nimrod. That was a joke.
You must rescue the professor!
You can actually fall down that pit. Don't do it. Watch, I'm going to do it at some point in this video. There's going to be a pit somewhere, and I'm going to try to position myself and either make myself fall down on accident or get knocked in. I just say also too with like retro, I don't want to say retro, but like older games, like there's just something about pixel art that's just so cool. You know, it's kind of like the 2D animated version of video games, if you will. I know some people will knock older games or like pixel style games, and it's like, kind of tantamount to knocking 2D animation. Because there's some games that, yeah, they go for like the classic, you know, pixelated bit look, and then there's some games that are 2D animated that kind of, you know, have their own distinct art style, like Cuphead. I mean, you know, Cuphead, yeah, they're imitating old cartoons, but, you know, when's the last time you saw a game that was done in that kind of art style? Other fun fact, did you know that Cuphead has the world record for most boss fights in a 2D platform game, and it dethroned another game called Alien Soldier, which is of course a candidate for the furry side of this channel because you play as a freaking phoenix knocking the crap out of people. Like, it's also very difficult. That game will eat you alive. Both Cuphead and Alien Soldier. Sounds like she was gonna say. It looked like she was gonna say something, but didn't. That laugh sounds like Magneto's laugh. They just pitch shifted it. I still think she sounds like she woke up from a nap. Right, you know, you wake up from your nap and you're like, ah. Or like it's a really hot day and she just opened up like the coldest can of soda. Let's go with bottle of soda. Bottle of Coke. Coldest bottle of Coke in a glass. It's gotta be in a glass. Because as we all know, that's the best kind of Coke. Man, these guys are trying to stun lock me. I don't think so. Bam. Oh, they're bringing back the lore-powered guys. Oh no, it's a big sentinel. What the? It's that one guy from the Punisher arcade game. I forgot his name, but... Or at least guys that look like him. It's interesting how much crossover there was with comic books. Or like how many characters started out as being a character for somebody else and then kind of became their own thing. Like the Punisher apparently was like originally from the Spider-Man comics and then ended up doing, you know, getting his own thing. I'm just getting beat up. Oh, they're keeping track of my continue. Oh, yeah, see, I told you it was going to happen. I didn't even know you could go down that ledge there. Why would they make you do that? I mean, obviously to, you know... I don't know, he's going to use Head Crush. Wait, wrong game. See, now I just got to do a Juggernaut fight thing where I take this video... And I get see if I can get the voice lines for Juggernaut from Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Just replace the voice lines with that. I don't know what he's doing with a bazooka. Does he use a bazooka in the comics? Like, alright, knock the helmet off of him. It's like, that's apparently a thing with the character where, like, the helmet he wears can, like, shield him from Professor X's powers, because Professor X is a telepath and a dang powerful one at that. So, I think he's also... Professor X's, like, I don't remember if it's his brother or like half brother or something like that, or adopted brother. I don't remember. And the two are related in some fashion. Although Juggernaut gets his power in the comic books, at least from not like a special gem or something like that. That's like actually tied to a god of some kind. I know he like has. I think his powers originally he is innately very strong, but that like ups how strong he is.
X-Men, nice job. Magneto is over there.
We did
Follow
it.
me.
We saved the professor. Oh, we just got Mystique.
You fell into our trap.
That's cool. So a nice little detail there is if you are playing this with other characters, and the other characters are kind of just fall down, Nightcrawler is the only one that, I mean, because that's his power, is teleportation. So he'll do that thing where he teleports himself down. I'm just getting mollywopped. Because that's his whole thing, that's like what that superpower he does is supposed to represent. It's him using it, but he can move himself from one area to another. But it has to be somewhere he can see, if I remember correctly. Or is that just, I don't know if that's a restriction they imposed in X2. It's been literal decades since I've seen that movie. I think I've only seen that movie in X-Men 3 like once. Oh, got me that time. I still don't understand why those guys have like... Oh, there we go. So yeah, both me getting knocked down a ledge and me absent-mindedly walking off a ledge. Gotta time my flying kick here to... I was saying, like, it's weird that those guys with the guns, like, have a regular looking face. It just seems odd that they be made that way.
Nightcrawler.
That's something that's nice about this game too. There's lots of color. Oh, what the heck? It's pyroclones! There you go, get myself the quad kill there. Forgot that. I remember that you rematch with the bosses. I don't remember if it was like a bunch of clones like that. But yeah, lots of color too, which is something I miss from like older games, because you get a lot of games nowadays that try to be all like, oh, we're gonna make it more grounded and there's not gonna be as much color because that makes things more mature, I guess. It's like, come on, guys, learn from Baldur's Gate 3. One game of the year, and it has lots of color in it, and it has plenty of serious moments in it as well, and plenty of mature themes in it as well. And plenty of behind closed door themes as well. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Obviously, I'm kind of accidentally dating the wizard, and has, in retrospect, realized that encouraging him to have magic. Does he do the things where like you date the guy and like you have the date scenes with him? Like he uses his magic to take you to different places, like or something like that. Yeah, man. Shouldn't have done that. It inflated his ego. Now Gale wants to become a god. What have we done? Again, this video is going to be a benchmark for all the things I'll reference on this channel. If you don't get half some of the things I'm saying, that's fine. I make these references realizing that, like, not everyone's going to get them, so... I'm not going to be like, oh my god, you don't know Baldur's Gate 3? Well, if you're a random person watching this video, you probably like arcade games, you're probably subscribed to me, or it popped up in your feed and you're watching it for some reason or another. I'm not just going to assume that you know, like, all the stuff I'm going a mile a minute on about. Need to start a wiki where it's like number of things I've referenced and what it's from. I mean, like the was it Chefrellis Productions when he did the Snowmeister Goes Down to South Park, and he just it's a YouTube poop and it mixes in so many different things from so many different places that I'm still finding stuff from that video. Alright, well, we beat random come-to-life guys with scythes. Incredible.
X-Men! Magneto is planning to attack Earth from his asteroid base. You must foil his plan before it's too late. Go after the giant sentinel.
They'll never notice us following it. Alright, we're getting to the last stage here. Either this is the last... No, I think this is the last stage. Somehow we're... Oh no, there's probably a... I was gonna say somehow we're breathing in space, but... I'd imagine that we're like in a dome or something. Well, fun fact. Asteroid M... Well, no, I don't actually know if Avalon and Asteroid M are the same place, but... Magneto base in space would later appear in X-Men Children of the Atom, where Magneto served as the end boss. And then later would become basically the final boss of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, in a sense. Move over, Abyss. You gotta get past Magneto's infinite combo.
Nightcrawler.
Oh, we got the guys with the tank guys back. I like how they like run around and shoot the gun up in the air and they don't actually seem to use it on you. I think I have seen them actually shoot at you, but I don't know like if that's like a specific thing that triggers them to do that or not. Oop. Take that. Jeez, there's a lot of these guys. I want to go back to punching miniature sentinels in the face. I had to do it to him. Oh, they're gaining up on me. That's not fair. Oh, that's interesting. So getting thrown actually damages the other bosses. Or, well, you getting thrown and hitting the other bosses damages them. I mean, it kind of makes sense that you're having a rematch with these guys. You're basically getting close to their boss. There goes White Queen taking her nap.
Nightcrawler.
I was about to say, I know Juggernaut shows up at some point. There he goes using Head Crush. I'm unstoppable. I gotta do a video on MVC2 sometime. I played it on Fightcade, but I get mollywopped a lot. I'm still trying to find my team. I'm doing stupid things like trying to make a team with Morgan work. That's not stupid, it just... She has, like, no health, and I'm not good enough to use her effectively, I guess. Add that to the list of things I've referenced this video. Actually, no, I made an MVC2 reference earlier. But Morgan, I mean, who remembers Darkstalkers? No, I took out Juggernaut before, I think that's Nimrod, I'm not sure. So I remember reading about this game, and I'm seeing all these names mentioned that I don't recognize, and so I read the Wikipedia article, or a little bit of their wiki articles. I do that. I'll get curious about things and look it up. It's a Magneto! Get him! Before he uses his magnetism powers. Yeah, that's why he's called Magneto, because he's the expert of magnetic type powers. I wonder how they came up with that. Like, okay, we're gonna have this guy, and like he can control magnet and metal and whatnot. And he's gonna go up against these guys. The creative process is very, very interesting. Oh, of course that wasn't actually Magneto. It's Mystique taking a nap.
Alas, that was Mystique, not Magneto. Magneto is at another place. Go, X-Men! I am Magneto, master of magnet.
And here we go. Probably gonna get very, 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 very much whopped by this guy, but... X-Men! I think what they basically did with this guy was they had him record a bunch of different lines, and then they just snipped them up, and they just have the game randomly play whatever it wants to play. Because I've had him say dead at me when he throws like the electric, like the blast at me or something like that. I wasn't aware that magnetism let you shoot lasers and make shields and stuff though. Oh, we got him blinking. Oops. Screw it. Make him eat. Oh. Oh, okay, he can knock you out of it. And it spins the orb too. That sucks. Oh. Ran into the explosion. X-Chicken. Like, who came up with that? Is that something he says in the comics? Because I gotta know. There's all these lines like, you are dead, I kill you. Okay, I kill you's a bit, you know. But, you know, most of his insults make sense. But X-Chicken's just kind of... That's just peak 90s ham, really. Got him. No, Magneto, you are dead. Apparently everybody on that asteroid, too. Magneto is defeated. X-Men succeeded to rescue Professor and return to the Earth with a victory, but still, the battle against the threats of the evil has just begun. The struggle of X-Men will be continued. That's actually pretty cool playing through it like that, and seeing how the battlefield is different. Like, the original Magneto fight, you would have to, like, you know, the screen would scroll, and there it was just locked into one position. And you got these full screen credits with what I'm assuming are actual digitizations of comic books. Of course, you know, yeah, didn't have as good of technology back then and as much memory for your game, so you had to be a bit low resolution. No high-def scans here. I got that note about the game not being over yet, because old arcade games would sometimes loop. I know Konami would do that a lot, where you finish the game, and then it would just keep looping until you stopped playing. Alright, that's cool. I forgot what the, how it looks in the non-dual version. Yep, and then the game just starts again. So I'll keep playing until I lose all my lives. I don't know if the difficulty is upped for another run, like with some of their other games. I know like Contra does that, where if you, whether the arcade or NES version, when you complete it, it ups the difficulty on you for your next run. Man, I almost did 2 whole runs of that, too. The NES version. I have a video up where I do a no continue run, no 30 live sheet. People are like, man, you gotta be good to get through Contra without dying, or without continuing, without the 30 life sheet. Nah, man. Super Contra, that's the hard one. Not as far as I've gone, though. Well, I played Contra 4. Contra 4 is really cool, but it's difficult to play it on emulation, because it was for the DS, so you had that split screen thing, and getting that divide right on an emulator is very tricky, because if you don't set it right, it's going to be hard to figure out where your shots are going, because that gap between screens is treated as actual space in game. So when you're firing your shots, it actually is traveling between screens, so to speak, because the action would take place on the top and bottom of the screen. So you can imagine how if you have that set too small or too wide, it could screw up your timing, just what you think the timing is going to be for shots. I'm pretty sure you could get used to it, but it doesn't make it any easier. Nintendo always trying to be quote-unquote innovative with things. So about the Switch 2. No, let's not go anywhere near the Switch 2 on this channel. Not because I don't like it or anything, just because I don't want that kind of flame war breaking out of my comment section. It makes me think about something I had a thought the other day about living like in a comic book town. Like, dude, think about it. Like, insurance rates in places like Gotham City or... Well, I don't know if like the X-Men hang around one specific city or if it's just we go to whatever location the bad guys are in, but like, you know, a place like Gotham City or Metropolis, dude, insurance rates must be crazy. Like, I don't even know if insurance would cover places like that. Just because of how much mayhem happens there. And this might be where we bite it, guys. Oh, no, we got him. Maybe? That's the thing I like revisiting, because I was watching this Dr. Critic. Well, it was Doug and Rob were doing like first time watching the X-Men movies, and they're showing clips, and I'm like, yeah, they really were trying to do the more grounded look for things, because you didn't have all the weird funky costumes, which, you know, fans of the comics and TV show want it. I get that they're trying to, I guess, make it more grounded or more mainstream appealing or whatever, but, I mean... It took all the way until Deadpool and Wolverine before Wolverine donned anything that was remotely similar to his comic book outfit. Come on! Like the background music said, come on! And that movie was so self-referential, it hurts. Ugh, talk about getting too meta. At least when Undertale or Deltarune does it, it's, you know, done in a way that doesn't go, timelines, guys, am I right? Wink. Alright, maybe if I just keep jibber-jabbering, I'll manage to survive longer than I expect. I do like that the enemies can get hit by traps too. Just come on out, one after the others, you know? Oh. Ooh. Trying to not go ham on the mutant power, because that does cost life until I'm down to 3 health units. I thought I could get them as they were coming out, but... Whoop. Whoop. Oh, dang it! I was about to say, like, oh, I'm gonna do it, but no. I'm gonna let this count down, because I can form this for a countdown video, which I need to get back to doing those Game Over Continue videos, really. Because people like watching those for some reason. Seriously, one of my most watched videos is it's Cadillacs and Dinosaurs Game Over sequence. Why do we like watching game overs? Philosophical gaming questions I don't think we'll ever answer. And get this nice little... Bada bing, bada boom. That is X-Men 6-player version. It's pretty cool. I wonder how many cabinets of this are actually surviving nowadays. But if you're a fan of Yolden video games or superhero games in general, definitely one to check out. Of course, given that it wasn't ported to home systems, it's one that you have to, as some YouTubers would say, play by any means. But definitely one you should play and check out. And if you've got some buddies, team up with the
X-Men.
and take on Magneto. Take care, everybody, and remember, no matter what anyone says, you are a beautiful star.